Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and this is my Back to Beauty No by Year. Today I'm using my makeup to bring to you my Shop My Stash for June and my Shop My Stash in review for May. So if you're new to my channel or to these videos, every single month I pick a handful of products that I intend to get intimate with, learn about my favorite application methods, so on and so forth, and then I come back to you and review those products as well as pick my products for the following month. So let's go ahead and talk about the products that I used in the month of May. The first product that I used in the month of May was the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer, and this is really nice actually, but this is just a beautiful illuminating, that's not even a word, illuminating primer. I love the soft glow that it gives to my skin. I do feel like it creates a barrier between my skin and my makeup, and I do feel like it does some work for my pores. Specifically, I had a subscriber who recommended and said that she likes to use this around her mouth and it helps with fine lines in terms of filling them in and keeping the lip product in place. So I did try it that way. I do love it that way. Next, I shopped my stash for the Pretty Vulgar, the Powder Room in the shade Matte About It. This is definitely a matte powder. Beautiful packaging, first of all. I was very excited to receive this in BOXYCHARM or BOXY Luxe, but you do have to be very careful with this powder unless you have oily skin, which I may later on in the warmer months, but this can appear cakey or dry or powdery on the face if you're not real careful to use a small amount. When you do use a small amount and you buff it into the skin, it is a beautiful powder. It just gives a soft, focus, blurred effect to the skin, which I really like. The only purpose I didn't really prefer this for was for under the eyes. I still prefer either my Laura Mercier loose translucent powder for that purpose, or my number 7 pressed powder in translucent for that purpose. I kind of noticed I really like this with more of a satin demi matte foundation. When I use this with my NYX BB cream, which is very emollient and does not set down whatsoever, I didn't love it. Next, I shopped my stash for the Butter London Blush Clutch in the shade Simply Sweet. This is actually a very beautiful product. My favorite shade is definitely this one, but I did like mixing this one and this one together. I used this all up the cheekbones as I did in my last Shop My Stash video, and then I focused this on the apples of the cheek, and it just gives a really nice, natural, fresh look to the cheeks. This one right here I feel like does have a luminous quality to it, whereas these two I feel like they are pretty matte. The formula is really nice. They are a softer formula, so I have to go in lightly with these, but I do like this. I feel like I have incorporated this into my mind palace of makeup and my color recall, so that when I'm looking for blush like these in the future, I will reach for it. And then last for face products for last month was the beautiful gift from my beautiful neighbor, and it is the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Highlighter in the shade Sahara. I love this. Not that I ever had any doubt, but I do love this gradient from vanilla to rose to a bronzy shade. I did love this to apply over my matte bronzer that I'm working on, just to get a little bit of a glow to the skin, especially in those bronzy places. I love this pink highlighter. It's very soft on its own, and it definitely works beautifully as kind of a blush topper to buff onto like a more matte blush to make it glowy. And then this vanilla highlighter is absolutely stunning. It's a very soft glow, which I love. I really honestly, like, I love a glaring highlighter, but I also really love a subtle highlighter, more like what I'm wearing today, which is the Emily Edit The Needs palette highlighter. But where the money was at for me this month was right here in between the rose and the vanilla shade. I used that all over my cheekbones, nose, cupid's bow, chin, and then I would take this vanilla and just pop it right on the cheekbones. In fact, let's do it right now. It's just, that's why I love a subtle highlighter. I think it just gives a little pop, fresh looks to the cheeks, kind of knocks back the blush a little bit. I just think it's beautiful. And then last we have our lip products. I always pick a handful of lip products for the month that I plan to test, decide if I'm going to keep them, etc. You would have seen by now that I am doing a declutter series with my lip products on my channel. I've already done nude lips and pink lips, and last will be my bold lips. So the first lippy for May was the Patrick Star and MAC Mama Star Kiss Lip Glass. I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I was going to. In my mind palace of makeup, I remember this being kind of sticky, but while it is a little bit more sticky than some lip gloss formulas that I love, I find that that sticky presence sort of goes away pretty quickly. So I really did enjoy this. The way I used it most frequently was over another lip product, like a liquid lipstick that's kind of dry, or just for a tiny bit of shine in the middle of the bottom lip with a regular bullet lipstick. And I actually really like this, so I think I will be reaching for it more in the future. And then we have the Battle of the Dusty Rose mini lipsticks here. If you want to see swatches, I did swatch them in last month's Shop My Stash video. Ultimately, what I decided was I'm definitely keeping the Makeup Forever one in Rosewood. This is really beautiful. It is a perfect dusty rose shade on me. And I kind of knew that from the beginning, but I did want to compare it formula-wise and whatnot to the other two. And then these two are kind of a spoiler alert if you haven't watched my pink lippy declutter yet. But ultimately, I decided to keep the Urban Decay Vice Comfort Matte Lipstick in Back Talk. This one is a little bit more forgiving and it's a little bit deeper. While it is a cool tone, which can be kind of tricky on my very warm skin tone, when paired with a warmer lip liner, I can pull this off. However, spoiler, I did declutter this Tarte one, a Color Splash lipstick, I think, and this is in the shade Salt Life. This is just too light, and it's, you know, it's not deep enough for me, especially because it is so cool toned. So my daughter actually begged this off of me. She doesn't have any bullet lipsticks, and she just, you know, the packaging, how could you not? So this has been decluttered to my daughter, and I'm just glad. She's so thrilled to have it, so I don't need it anyway. So that was all of last month's products. Let's go ahead and dive into the products that I'll be shopping my stash for this month. And for the month of June, I have a theme, and it is called Battle of the Boxy Blushes. And that is because I have 4 blushes here from BOXYCHARM that I rarely use. And what I want to do is just work with these all month long. I feel like other than my Pan That palette, other than my blush that is in my Choose Your Own Adventure project, I'd like to just use these 4 blushes this month and, you know, decide if I'm going to keep them, declutter them, how I can make them work, and so on and so forth. So the first one is literally the oldest blush that I have. I received this in my very first BOXYCHARM box. And my sister actually also got this one. She had a fire in her apartment some time ago, and so she had to get rid of all of her makeup, and she had to get rid of this. So I really do want to try this out, see if I like it, and if I don't, I would really, really love to gift this to my sister Emma because I'm sure it looks stunning on her and I know she would like to have it back in her collection. And then next I have the Pretty Vulgar Make Them blush in the shade 18 Hush Blush. This is a stunning dusty rose shade. It is kind of messy and dusty and whatnot, but I love a dusty rose anything. Eyeshadow, blush, lippy, it doesn't matter. Dusty rose is my jam. This is really a beautiful shade and I want to shop my stash for it and cause myself to use it more. And then the next one I think honestly just scares me. I haven't found the right brush for applying it and I want to make it work because it's beautiful. Angela makes it work on her very fair skin tone, so I'm not for sure why I find this to be so scary. This is the Note Luminous Silk Compact Blusher in the shade Desert Rose. Is this scary? Oh, how beautiful would that look today? Should I put a little bit on? Well, let's swatch it first. Again, this is a very pigmented blush, just like the one from Pretty Vulgar. I mean, this is all but orange, and I love orange, obviously. So I'm gonna try this Real Techniques blush brush. Barely tap it in. Let's tap it off like a maniac, okay?
Mind yourself. Oh, look at that.
I just gotta find a way to make it work because it is a beautiful color. It is unique to my collection. You can see the difference there. It actually shows up on my skin, which can be a struggle sometimes. Really beautiful. I should have worn this. I have like 3 blushes on right now. And then the last BOXYCHARM blush for the month is the Laura Geller Baked Blush in Brighton in the shade Tropic Hues. This is a gorgeous product. I think I kind of was waiting for warmer weather to use this because it's definitely glowy and warm and it kind of looked weird on my pale skin, I think. You know, is what it is, but there you go. It's a very glowy blush, but it is stunning. I can't wait to get more use out of this month, and those are the blush. And we finally have the last of the face palettes, I'm pretty sure. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlight Palette. You do get 4 highlights in here. So there you go. Very different. So anyhow, I'm going to be using this highlighter palette this month. My bestie Jess and I bought them at the same time and she has since decluttered hers. So I kind of want to investigate if I feel the same way about it. So I'm going to be working with that this month. So next we're going to jump into the lippies. I put in air quotes because one is a multi-purpose product and we're going to talk about that one first. This is the Bite Beauty Multi-Stick in the shade Almond. I don't think this is it's definitely not going to be a bronzer for me, but I'm wondering if I could make it work as a blush, and no, I'm not going to try it right now. But I got this from my girl Angela. I do like it as a lippy. It would be a beautiful shade for fall or anytime. There's no rules. And then one that I never reach for, which I believe I mentioned in my nude lippy declutter, is this Becca Lush Lip Color Balm in the shade Ginger Vanille. This was my very first high-end lippy and I never reach for it, but I think now is going to be a good time. I think this is a very living coral-ish shade, and I think it'll be nice for spring and moving into summer. And then I have 2 brand new Estee Lauder lipsticks from my neighbor. She always buys her skincare from Estee Lauder. She gets the free gifts and she doesn't wear bold lips, so they come to me along with all of the cosmetic bags that she gets. So I want to try these out this month. I have not worn them on my lips. The first is the Pure Color Envy in the shade Tumultuous Pink. This is a stunning berry shade. I swatched these in my pink lippy declutter and obviously they made through. And then this one is the Pure Color Envy in the shade Powerful. I really love some of Estee Lauder's shade names because they're very like empowering shade names to women. So this is a really pretty kind of bubblegummy, but I don't know, we'll see. So those are the 4 lippies for the month, and that is it. That is all that I shop my stash for this month. Kind of feels like a lot, especially to keep out on my vanity where I can use them each day, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on last month's products and hearing about the products that I'll be shopping for all month long in June. And on that note, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful Shop Your Stash makeup days, and I will see you in my next video soon.